Hello and welcome to Deaf and Dumb. I'm Dan.
Yeah, I'm Dudley.
You have a good week, Dud?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
Yeah, just alright?
Yeah, it's alright.
Just alright?
Yeah.
Why didn't you have a good week, Dudley?
I never have.
No Man's Sky came out, Dudley.
I didn't play it very much. I only played a little bit.
I almost slipped into my my Rick.
No.
Almost, not quite.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say it was good. It was mostly about the pace.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Or I have very little.
You like started it
I started it.
and then like
So I
saw
spent
stuff and then stopped.
Maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, not even that. I'm sure.
I meant to check my hours counter before coming over here, but I was playing it.
Yeah, I know.
I've been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, I've played a little bit. A little more this week than I have been.
Yeah.
So.
But since we're already on No Man's Sky, let's talk about it and get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it takes up the whole show.
Uh-huh.
But let's talk about it. It's pretty great, I think.
Yeah, it's not going well for everyone, though.
Not everyone. Our buddy Tristan apparently was having trouble with it, crashing.
Apparently, a lot of people who have it on PC are having issues.
Yeah, we got it 3 days later
Later
than the PS4 peeps.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they got it on.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
they got it. They released on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
But PC did not release till Friday.
Yeah.
At
Apparently,
noon.
it didn't work very well for a lot of people.
Yeah,
It's like kind of chuggy and crashes.
It's been fine for me.
It crashed on me. That's when I stopped.
Okay, it gets a little like at first it seemed fine. It ran fine, and then after I play for about an hour or two, it start kind of bogging down a little bit. Or if I'm just like doing stuff and there's a lot of creatures around and a sentinel comes flying in, it always seems like when there's stuff flying around,
maybe
it
it's not
bogs down really.
Yeah,
something it starts bogging down and slowing down. The frame rate gets really slow and bad, and so and everything's moving at like half speed. And so usually I just close it and come back in and it works fine.
Yeah.
I did encounter... I changed some settings and like tried to optimize it a little bit and got it working better. Like the load... when I first was running it, I put it on, 4K and max settings. And I was like, I can take it. And it ran fine, but it would take forever to load. Like the first, you're looking at the opening scene of it. It's great. It's just flying through stars, right?
It was pretty slow for me, and I didn't have it running in 4K.
It ran at 4K, and it took like 30 seconds, 40 seconds before it finally would load.
Yeah,
and it would kind of hang up while I was doing it. But since I bumped it back down to a more reasonable settings, it loads like that, like really quickly. And it barely shows the title before it loads. And so I don't know why that is. It shouldn't be that much of a difference. So, but otherwise, like, and then today I experienced a couple of crashes.
Yeah,
but
I was playing and it crashed, and that's when I stopped and I haven't gone back to it. I've been playing other stuff.
Yeah, but otherwise, other than the 2 times it's crashed, it's been running great for me for the most part. I've been enjoying it. I think I try not to overhype myself because a lot of people overhype themselves about this game because there wasn't a lot of information about it, so everyone was just like projecting everything they wanted out of it,
including you.
And I tried not to. But the one thing I did do was I thought I would be able to use flight controls. In fact, I bought flight controls. I talked about it several times.
To play this game.
There's record of me talking about it, that I bought flight controls totally because I wanted to play with this game. And it's not out of the box, like, ready to work with it.
Yeah.
I can get it set up to work. I tried to. I had a little trouble. I needed to tweak it a lot to get it perfect.
Yeah.
But it's a really...
It's not
complicated at all. It's not like Elite Dangerous where there's a button for everything.
Yeah.
There's one button to land and another button to take off.
Yeah.
And you just
steer.
That's basically it. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
And I was wanting a lot more complex flight controls out of it. But it's still good. That aside, I was a little disappointed with that, but I kind of was starting to realize that I was probably doing that. So
there's also a lot of speaking overhyping. A lot of people were and it might be from the developers overhyping too. Well, there was supposed to be supposedly some kind of multiplayer element to it.
Yeah, I never didn't understand what that was.
Well, because the guy who was saying it, I can't remember his name. The guy, one of the developers, whatever,
a guy,
someone. He was saying that you could, in theory, it was rare, but you could run into someone else.
So many planets and so many star systems that the odds of running into someone is not.
It's not. But it could happen. Yeah. Well, there was 2 people streaming the game on PS4. Both of them were on the same planet. And
they couldn't see each other.
They couldn't see each other. I don't think there's actually.
And I remember seeing something about how the PS4 boxes had like a sticker over the thing that said multiplayer.
Yeah.
And so I think it was probably something they wanted to have in it, and maybe they were going to add later. I never got a multiplayer vibe from it. I thought that it was the most you got out of multiplayer was that you would see things named by other people.
Yeah.
That's all I thought we would see. I never expected to run into other people. So I mean, maybe I didn't think, I was hyping flight control rather than like multiplayer encounters.
And I knew nothing about it really at all. So I really didn't have any expectations for playing it, and I like some of the mechanics in it.
It's really a resource management game.
It's kind of it's like going out, finding resources, and
upgrading your.
I mean, the beginning of it is fixing your ship.
Yeah,
and you got to find the resources, and it took me a little while to kind of figure out how everything works.
It's got a bit of a. It's very subtle on this tutorial.
Yeah.
It's like, I like that they've incorporated, like, you figuring, like, it is kind of figuring it out yourself, and I like that.
Yeah.
But almost too subtle.
It's almost to the point where it's like, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I saw several people online that were playing it saying, we didn't know what to do. And what it was is there's some small little tutorial hint things that pop up. If you don't look at them,
and they're not there very long.
They're very long, and
they're so subtle. You can miss them completely. You can miss them
completely. The little thing that says, "Hey, do this," or "Try this," and then that tells you where to go.
Yeah.
And so, but the game is all about exploration. It's all about finding things and seeing things and just going around.
Like. It's cool.
So I get wrapped up in doing that and looking for stuff and collecting resources,
upgrading your ship. And
because you basically have 3 different like menu items, 3 different pieces of equipment you use. There's the exosuit, which is your spacesuit.
Yeah.
Your
spaceship.
The spaceship, and the
and your gun.
And your
gun. Gun multi-tool.
It's called the multi-tool, yeah. Which acts as a gun as well as a mining tool, and an all-in-one thing. And it's really cool because the ship and the multi-tool you can switch out. You can find new ones and better ones, and then basically the better ones just have more slots.
Yeah, and then you can upgrade. Put different pieces onto it to do different things.
Yeah, to make it change it up and how it acts and how what it does and everything.
It's interesting.
It's really cool. I really like it.
I get a very playing it on PC. I get a very PlayStation 4 vibe.
Oh, really?
From the layout and the control scheme feels very.
I think it's like strange. That
it feels like it was made for PS4, and then
it like the menu, the way the menu works is very Destiny.
Yeah,
and
that's why I think it, because
it's very strange to me that some of the function is still in the PC version. Like you have to click and hold things to make
everything you have to click and hold,
which makes sense on the console, but it's a little strange on the PC.
It's kind of weird on the PC.
I've gotten used to it, but it's a little weird. I don't know why that's a thing. It took me a minute to
figure that out because it's really kind of odd.
It is
especially
odd.
For a PC. You don't really need.
Normally, you just click things.
Just click it.
Yeah, it's strange. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. I've been playing it a lot. I really only stopped here and there to play some Overwatch.
Yeah.
Which I've been playing. I played a bunch of games with our brother Rob.
Bro Rob.
Rob. And
Josh.
And George, our buddy George. I played with him and Robert today.
Yeah.
And we had some bad games, but some really good games. Like there was some solid. Like I tried out some new characters too. I jumped in. Of course,
out.
Yeah, I played Reaper and Reinhardt a bit, and then I've been trying out Symmetra.
Which one's Symmetra?
Symmetra is the one. She's like a techie and she like plants a little mini turret thing that shoot a beam weapon, and she also like gives people shields, and then she has this like beam weapon that you don't really have to aim. You just get close and pull the trigger, and it shoots a beam direct at them. Yeah, and I did really well a couple of rounds with her, and she's more of a support character, and I really like her. And then I tried out Farah. Farah is the one that has the rocket jets and shoots rockets, has a big rocket gun. She's basically the Quake of the game. Yeah. And the first time I played her, I did terrible. I like blew myself up several times. I just couldn't do it. Like I was just getting I tried her again playing with them today, and I was kicking ass. Yeah. Like I finally got the mechanic of jumping and hovering. Yeah. And like you're just above everyone all the time. You're like always the higher ground, just bombing down on people, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So I had a lot of really good games with her. Yeah. Before we get too far away from No Man's Sky, there was an interesting tidbit I was reading about people who pre-ordered the game. Yeah. They get like a special ship. Yeah, I have. Apparently, it breaks the game. How? Apparently, this game. So there's like a kind of a moment in the game, and I haven't got to it yet, where you get the hyperdrive. Yeah. And well, you have to get the blueprints and all that to build it. Okay. Well, if you pre-order it, you got this ship. Yeah. Okay. Well, that ship already has the hyperdrive. Yeah. So apparently, because you already had the hyperdrive, you skip over the game, and you can skip over a bunch of stuff, and you don't need to skip over it because apparently it causes issues. If you do. Really? And so there's people who basically could not play the game or could not progress anyway because they basically skipped over parts of it. And then once you did it, you couldn't really go back or something. Weird. It was really bizarre. So apparently there's a lot of issues, and apparently the only way to fix it is to reset your game and not use that ship. Weird. See, I did all that stuff, and then I switched to that ship. Yeah. I wonder if I avoided it by doing that. Probably. Or hope I don't, because I'm using it right now. Yeah. But as long as you do all the stuff up to getting the hyperdrive and all that stuff. I did all that because I think that doing that unlocks certain elements of the game. Oh yeah. And if you don't do that, it doesn't unlock those elements. Huh. And because of that, you can't progress. Okay. That's the way I understood it. I read it in articles. I haven't seen it in action in the game. But that's weird. So that was an issue. Mm-hmm. So if you pre-ordered the game, you have a ship, recommendation is not to use it. Yeah, get through the first part of the game. Get through the first part of the game, and then you can use it until they fix it. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. Yeah. I know there's been a lot of bugs and a lot of people, and new that game was so overhyped. It was people were gonna be mad at it regardless. Well, and then it's gonna have it, especially small indie games like this, and they're a small indie game that blew up. Yeah, that got really big because Sony backed it up and showed it off. And, I expected some issues, and like I said, I haven't experienced a lot of them. I've had minor hiccups, but for the most part, it hasn't been a problem. But yeah, I mean, the only problem I had was it was a little jittery when I first started. Yeah. And then it crashed once, and that's it. I haven't played it since. Yeah. I've moved on to other things because we talked about it last week. The Metroid 2. Yeah, the another remake of Metroid 2. Metroid 2 remake, which you cannot get anymore. Which you can't get anymore. It's no longer available for download online. Well, I'm sure you can find it. You can find it. If you go digging, you can find it. But it's not officially on the website anymore. It's not on their site anymore. Because they got a DCMA. Yeah. From Nintendo. Cease and desist, basically? Well, it's not a cease and desist. It's just hey, we own the copyright. You can't do this. Basically, is what it is, and so they took it down. Yeah, but we playing it. You played it. I played through the whole thing. Yeah, you played through the whole thing. Been playing it. About 3 hours or so into it. 3.5 hours. It took me about almost 6 hours to finish. Yeah, so I'm about halfway through it. Really good. I really like it. I really like it. It's really good. It's really good. All the stuff they've added. Yeah, it's basically, I mean, the same game. The whole Metroid 2 is there. Yeah. It's just they added little elements in between that aren't. To spice it up. Kind of bring it to the, Super Metroid era. Yeah, it really, where you have little
battles with things other than Metroid.
Yeah, they added a bunch of mini bosses.
They
added a few little puzzle things. Not many, but
there's
couple.
There's some puzzle stuff that's pretty interesting.
It's really cool.
In terms of there's none of those kind of elements in some of the other games.
Yeah, no.
And I really like it.
They put a lot of work.
There's still some stuff I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I see them and I'm like, I gotta figure out what that is or how I use it.
Yeah, you'll get probably through most of the game before you figure out. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw them. There's a lot of
little
things.
statues. And I don't know how to do anything with this.
Yeah, once you get to like the fifth or sixth area, then you'll figure that out. It's one of those things, just waiting and seeing.
It's really good. It's a good
really
game.
Good. So if you can find it,
if you can get it, I recommend playing.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of fun.
If you're a big fan of Super Metroid, you should check it out. It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, I've been playing that. That's what I've been playing.
Yeah, I played it, for the most of our reading. I finished it up, and then I didn't get it 100%. I was like 92%.
Yeah,
and I knew where, and pretty much I think I know where everything I didn't get is. Yeah. I just, some of it, there were some things I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
and so I just kind of left it, and then I got other stuff to play.
I've been pretty thorough in searching most of the areas that I go, and sitting on a deal and trying to figure it, unless it was obvious I needed a certain item I didn't have already. If I could had the stuff, I would usually pretty good about figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
So far, I don't think I've missed anything, but other than things I needed an item to get to.
There's a couple of them that I know I have the stuff to do to get into it. I don't know how you're supposed to do it though. Or if I do know, there's one I know. I'm pretty sure I know how to do it. I just couldn't do it. I was not able to finesse it right.
Yeah, there's a couple of the jump boost stuff.
Yeah,
can be kind of difficult.
Yeah, I could not.
A couple of mine, I've done all the ones I've come across so far. But it reminds me of Super Metroid. It's so great.
It's really great. It's a lot of fun. But like I said, they got the downloads got taken down. The website's stitle there. You can still go on there and talk to them about it. But you can't download it directly from them anymore.
Because it violates copyrights.
Yeah,
even though they didn't make money on it. They weren't making money.
Yeah,
on
they
it.
weren't.
They were giving it away.
They were giving it away, but still, you can still buy that game on the e-store, so they want you to buy it.
Oh yeah, and then they also, it's their property, so they can do that.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be cool if someone at Nintendo said, "Hey,
why don't we port it?
Why don't we port it, or we'll release it, but you got to give us a chunk up most of it. We'll take most of the profit or whatever.
Most of it, and then they give
them a little bit. But it's better than nothing. Because I don't think they were ever intended to sell it or make money off of it. It was just a passion project.
Yeah.
There was another one this week.
There's another fan project came out on Monday.
And I told you, I was like, it's going to get shut down.
You said it would be checked down. It was Pokemon Go. Not Pokemon Go. Pokemon Uranium.
Yeah.
It came out on Monday.
Pokemon Uranus.
It's a fan-made game. Been in the works for 9 years.
So that's longer than the Metroid. 9 years?
9 years they've been working on it. It is it's not a remake of anything. Yeah. Unlike Super Metroid. Super Metroid is a remake of Super Metroid.
You were kind of explaining it to me, and I didn't really get my head around it.
Okay, so it's a completely new game.
Okay.
It has a new area, and it has 150 new Pokemon.
Like their own?
They created 150 original Pokemon for the game.
Okay.
So it's basically a new game. It just has the Pokemon name.
Yeah.
And that's it. They could have called it, Pocket Monster or whatever, and probably got away with it.
Yeah.
It was up longer than I thought it would, because Super Metroid was up like a day, and it got cut off.
Yeah.
They were up till yesterday or Friday.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw it, and it was a couple days before I got it. I have it. I downloaded it, but it was shut down. They took it down to respect Nintendo or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they told them they couldn't do it. But that was after they had been downloaded 1.5 million times.
Oh, wow.
So, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
It's apparently adds some new types, some a nuclear type.
Yeah,
so I
assume so with the name Uranium.
Uranium, yeah. I'm curious to see what it's like. But I'll have to play it and get back to it.
Let's talk about this for a second. 9 years.
9 years.
9 years these people sat and made their own game. That they could have just made their own game, but instead they made a fan game.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. Like, it's fine
like
if you want to do it. That's whatever. Fully aware. But it seems to me like if you're going to spend 9 years making your own game, or 6 years making your own game, why not make your own game with that? I mean, I didn't understand, like, the Metroid one, there was a ton of text, there was a ton of writing stuff I think they brought to it. I don't think that was
that's not in the original.
None of that's in the original game. It's a lot of writing they brought to it. Like, they put a lot of time and effort, and it was like, they could have reskinned it some, came up with their own little story. They were clearly capable of it, and made their own game that was heavily inspired by the Metroid setup, and then run with it, and it would have been fine. They could have sold it.
Well, they had to redesign the whole map, so it's not the same map as the original Metroid, or Metroid 2, and so, I don't know, there's different elements to it. I see why they, like, Super Metroid,
it makes
Metroid
more
2,
sense.
It makes more sense. They're kind of bring up an old game to a modern
Because the old one,
setting.
if you played it and gone back to it, it's all black and white, basically.
Black and white.
And it's a hard game solely because everything kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
And it's super, like, going through it this time, I would recognize stuff. But I was like, oh, this looks
really
so much better.
too.
But it was so minimal that I was like, you can't tell. I would get lost all the time.
It was
in
really
that game.
easy to get lost in
because there's a lot of circle backs and stuff.
There's a lot of circle backs. There's no map.
Yeah, and
it's a very hard game.
It's a
good game, and it kind of gets repetitive after a while because all you're doing is killing Metroid, and they get a little more powerful every once in a while. Harder. But they're still just killing.
It's just Metroid. And like so I understand it, but like. I can understand that to an extent. I don't know if I understand 6 years worth of it. I mean, but they did a great job.
Well,
I'm not
one
trying
of the things
to
where it's not like they worked 6 years.
Oh yeah, I mean they had jobs
and
and lives,
doing other stuff and then work on this on the side.
Yeah, so I fine, but like I don't understand. Like when you make your own Pokemon game, and all you took was the name basically, and then some of the basic mechanics, but.
All the mechanics are the same.
Yeah, it's like, why not just make your own game?
Well, and there's the problem with this. So if they did their own game, if they made their own Pokemon game.
Yeah.
If they made it really well and made it their own thing and changed the name and people and it's one of those things where they had to make it different enough, or else everyone would be like, "Oh, it's just Pokemon."
Yeah.
Why would I play this? Like, just play Pokemon. And I guess it's just kind of a fine line of: do you want people just saying you ripped them off, or do you want to just go, "Hey, we made this fan thing."
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And you automatically, by saying it's a fan thing, you automatically tap into an audience.
Yes, that's true.
And that's fine. But I don't know. See, I get hung up on fan films as well.
Yeah.
And fan films are big right now, and
I don't like them.
It drives me nuts because, we're film guys, and so, like, I wrote some fan film stuff. I wrote some Batman fan film stuff, scripts. And then I said, this is a fan film, and I said, I'm not going to make it. Because you can't do anything with it.
But you can show
we've been to festivals where they're showing fan films, and they can't win any, they're not going to give them any awards. But people are they're terrible films, almost all of them.
All of them I've seen are not good.
But
I've never seen a good one.
People line up to see them, and they go nuts. I don't understand it, I guess, because you can't do anything with it.
You can't make any money.
You can't make any money.
I guess that's the thing. If I were going to spend 9 years working on a game, I would hope I would make money off it. Maybe I'm just a capitalist. I don't know.
I would hope. I think if I'm going to spend 9 years working on something, I want it to be my own.
Yeah.
Like, I can, yes, be inspired by other things. Yes, look at the games like Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight
is heavily pulling from the old Super Mario games, all those classic games.
It's basically a rip-off of Super Mario 3.
Yeah, it takes a lot of inspiration from Super Mario. It takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of those 8-bit games, and it adds amalgamation of all these things. And it's a great game, but it's its own game, and it's amazing.
And it's actually, I would almost say it's better than Super Mario 3.
Yeah,
because it has some great elements to it, and it has replayability as other characters.
Yeah,
so
and it's got a great story. It's got great characters, and they're making a bunch of money and doing all their stuff for them. Like,
I agree. If I were the people making the Pokemon Uranium, I would have been at some point. Would have been like, hey, why don't we just change the name, rebrand it, make it, change. You don't catch them with Pokeballs.
Don't hide that. Yeah, don't hide that.
You just change them all. You don't have change it enough so you don't get sued. And then,
but they're not going to get sued. They're not selling it. So
well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is sell it.
Yeah.
Make it and sell it.
Yeah.
Even if you sell it for a couple of bucks.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a good, well-made game,
yeah.
Which from what I hear, the Uranium's pretty good.
Yeah,
or
I haven't
whatever.
played it.
The buzz on it is pretty good. It's a pretty good game. Make it and make money off it.
Like that. And
then you can make another one and have a whole franchise if you want.
These people are clearly talented.
Yes.
They're good at making these games.
Yes.
And they should make games. And I think if you're going to spend a lot of time on it, make your own thing.
Yeah.
And yes, be inspired. Yes, pull things from
Rip
things you
them
like.
off. That's fine.
Yeah,
but just
make your own game. You'll benefit it more from it later down the road. And
then I'm sure a lot of them will get jobs.
Oh yeah,
because they it's good on their resume.
Yeah, they have their portfolio, and that's great. But
that's good. But
make your own game. Just do it. You're already putting all this work into it. Just do your own thing.
Yeah, and that's hard.
It is
I'm
hard.
not saying that's easy. That's really hard.
I mean, like I said, they spent
coming
9
up with
years
something
on it.
Good and original is difficult.
Yeah.
And I guess they just wanted to just go, hey, we just want to make a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But it's not going to go anywhere.
But I mean, they obviously have the creativity. They made their own Pokemon. They came up with 150 of them. And they just pour more of that energy into it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, the original 150 Pokemon aren't very original.
Yeah.
They're all basically just animals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as long as you were just as creative or more creative than the original, you're probably doing all right.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my thinking. I
agree.
Yeah, so like I said, they're very talented. They're great. Like I said,
I
love as much as I'm kind of whining about it. I still thought Metroid 2, the remake, was
good.
It's so good.
It's really
I kept
good.
telling you, like while I was playing, I'm like, this is really good.
Now, the people who made it need to go. Okay, we spent all our time. Let's make something on new.
Let's do our own thing.
Do our own platformer. So they can do the same kind of thing. Make their own character. Start over. Do a new game.
Yeah.
Start from beginning. If it takes you 6 years to do it,
do it.
Do it. But you can make it your own.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have a new series of
just like
Metroid-like games.
Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex is a good
Basically
game.
a Metroid clone.
It's Metroid.
It's Metroid, except it's not.
But if you look at it, it has all the same elements.
Yeah.
There's a guy in a suit and he gets power up and there are secrets and all the same elements.
It's Metroid.
It's Metroid. It's just not Metroid.
Yeah, and it's a great game too.
It's a good game.
And everyone said, it's like Metroid, but
that's fine. That's
fine.
a selling point.
Yeah.
And I would love for someone else to do it. I wish they would do another Shadow Complex.
Yeah.
Because I liked that game. I played through it, and I would like to play another one.
Yeah.
But I played Super Metroid. I played all of all the Metroid games so many times. It's kind of hard to I'd like to play Super Metroid again.
Yeah.
But I played it 100 times, and so it'd be nice if someone made something original, and I could go.
I never got into like the Prime games, the first-person games.
I played the Prime. I played some of them.
I never did get into them. They weren't.
It's a different game.
Yeah, they just weren't for me.
It's kind of like Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah,
jumping
I just didn't make
3.
the transition there.
It's kind of the same thing, but yeah, it's a different game. It has a lot of the same elements, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah. I'm gonna shift gears again, unless you have something else to say about this.
I had a thought, but I can't remember where I was going. I got sidetracked. But yeah, I would like someone to make a Metroid-like game that's really good, and then they can have a whole nother franchise, so we can have regular games.
Yeah.
Because
somebody get on that.
No one's Nintendo's not making those platform games anymore. It seems.
No, not like that.
At least they don't act like they're doing it, and so who knows when we'll get another one.
I don't know. I just kind of shift back to No Man's Sky. Yeah. You know what the game it's most like? Yeah, it's to me anyway, at least so far. It's basically like 3D Starbound.
Yeah, and I got that vibe from.
In a lot of ways, it's
as soon as I started playing,
yeah.
it is 3D Starbound.
Yeah, it's different because it has this kind of like psychedelic colored space stuff going. Yeah, kind of like a weird 50s sci-fi thing going on. Like an old 50s sci-fi poster movie poster kind of thing. And it's cool, but I really like the aesthetic of it. And But yeah, it's very much like kind of like Starbound, where you're just traveling these planets. You have your ship where you're storing stuff and you're upgrading them. It's not quite the only thing it doesn't have. You're not building things.
You're not building things.
So, Josh was telling me that he thinks that one of the things they may be adding is a like one of the first updates might be adding like some kind of building structure, which would be cool. Because then because I don't feel any need. I want to, but there's no need to like set roots down somewhere. Yeah. Like this is my planet. I'm gonna name it. I named my first planet I came to, and that's the only one I've named. I haven't named anything else. And then I haven't been back there, and there was no reason to go back. I'm like 5 jumps away from it, and I don't even,
It'd be
cool, like to use those resources to build stuff as well. But it's not the primary focus. It's more about exploration and the act of doing that. But it is very similar to Starbound.
It's got weird creatures on weird planets.
You got your beam weapon that you're using to mine, and then you got it also acts as a weapon, so you shoot stuff. But and then you got your spaceship, and you're beaming down and back and forth from planets and stuff. And so it's a lot of similarities. But
it's just first person.
It's first person, but like I said, it's all its faults, and people not living up to a lot of people's hypes and stuff. I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
playing
it a lot.
I didn't buy it. I've been playing your copy.
I'm going to be playing it a lot. I just know it. It's just like I said. It's eaten up a ton of time just this weekend.
Yeah,
and I just know I'm going to be playing it a lot.
If it rains this week and we're not going to be able to work, you'll probably get a lot of game time. Which is supposed to. So.
We'll
rain
see.
days, maybe we'll get some game time.
The other game I played just briefly for an hour or so was Wolfenstein. Yes, I talked about how I got it.
You bought it last weekend.
I bought it last week on sale.
And how is it?
And it took me forever to download it because it's a 40 gig game.
It's been out for a while.
It's been out, I think since 2014.
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
It's been out a couple of years.
I remember when it came out. I did.
Yeah, and I played. It's got a great aesthetic.
Yeah.
I've only played like an hour, so I'm still kind of in the intro story stuff.
Yeah.
But it's pretty intense. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of like just fighting.
You're
like running around dual wielding AKs.
It's Bethesda.
Yeah, it's Bethesda. Yeah. Well, it's id and Bethesda. It's all
one of the
ZeniMax
subsidiaries.
Of
ZeniMax and Bethesda and all that. So
because it's one of the licenses they acquired. It's good. It's like an action-y first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on in it yet, though. I know it's like this World War II, alternate World War II history thing. You start in a plane, and you're talking to this guy, and there's like all this crazy combat stuff going on where you're fighting stuff, and you're running around doing stuff, and then jumping onto another plane, and and then you're like crashing into this like weird D-Day situation, except instead of it's like, I get the vibe it's supposed to be like a D-Day, except instead of coming in on ships, you're coming in on planes, and there's giant robot dogs on the battlefield, coming like massive robots everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. I kind of got like an AT-AT like Star Wars vibe thing going with the giant walking things around that are trying to step on you, and then just running around these robot dogs trying to kill you. And then all the soldiers have like some kind of electronic stuff on them, and it's crazy. So that's basically all I've got so far. And I don't know when I'm going to get back to trying it some more to get into the story of it, because it seems like it's got an interesting story. It's got this alternate timeline thing, and I want to. I do too. And
I really enjoy alternate timeline.
I want to explore it and learn it.
I've written a script of alternate timeline. I just like the idea of taking something. Fallout is alternate timelines. And anything that just takes our normal world, alters one little thing, and then how it affects the rest of history, and then get this whole universe.
Yeah, like Man in High Castle type thing.
Man in High Castle does it. Which the book and
Philip K. Dick.
Philip K. Dick and then the show. They have a show.
I haven't watched the show yet.
I watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah, I hear it's really good.
They cover a lot of the book in the first couple episodes, so I don't know what they're gonna do. But it's got the whole meta thing to it too. But anyway, this is not a podcast about shows.
Yeah. Though believe me, we should do a whole spin-off series of Deaf and Dumb where we just talk about movies and shows.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah, we
Deaf
could do
and Dumb
that.
Entertainment.
Deaf and Dumb. I don't like that name. We'll come up with
a good name, but I'm saying the
Deaf and Dumb shows.
The Deaf and Dumb show. But I like that. Just taking something like that and twisting a little thing or changing one element and then kind of writing out what it will do.
Yeah.
And then coming up with a whole universe and setting something, a game, a movie, a show, whatever in that is just so much fun.
Yeah, and I enjoy that. And then, like, World War II is such an interesting history point that to add like a whole bunch of sci-fi elements. Yeah. And I just eat up sci-fi stuff. And if No Man's Sky is no indication to you, I just like, you want me to explore random planets and scan creatures and gather resources and upgrade my ship? Nom 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 nom.
Yeah. I like, you take any part of history and add some element of sci-fi or technology they didn't have at the time, and then just change it. Victorian era. I mean, Dishonored,
like steampunk stuff. I mean, people I love that stuff.
Dishonored is basically Victorian era with robotics and weird technology stuff.
I mean, you look at like Warmachine is basically the same thing. It's like kind of a fantasy setting with giant robots,
and it's just
with like this weird mix of magic and machine and as well as faith, because you got like Menoth with their holy crusade thing. Yeah. So which I always think about it. It's kind of interesting when I think about my faction and how it's like, oh, everyone else is using magic, but they don't really like magic, but it's all about faith and it's all about like their religion and their God gives them this. Like, does that mean? Does Menoth really exist and therefore is imbuing them,
or do they just believe so well?
Yeah, or is it this like them utilizing the magic that already exists, thinking it's God sent? Yeah. And I don't know. It's fascinating.
I guess really you could play however you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could just be like, it's not real. Yeah, it's all science, but it's powerful science.
I mean, the Iron Kingdoms. I haven't read a lot of the materials. It maybe in the there's books and there's lots of writing stuff about all the factions.
Read them?
I haven't read. I'm fairly new to the Iron Kingdom stuff. I've only been playing for a year or two.
Yeah.
Now, so and
that's plenty of time to read some books.
Yeah, I just haven't delved in. I don't know if they're good. I don't know. I mean,
you don't know if it's worth your time.
I don't know. And you know me, I'm very particular about where I devote my resource for entertainment. When it comes to books and shows, if a show starts not doing something good, I quit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I tend to hang on a little longer sometimes.
I did it with the Boardwalk.
I hung on through Boardwalk Empire. It was just okay.
I quit Walking Dead.
Walking Dead came back.
I know.
Walking Dead came back.
And I came back to watch it, and I watched the last episode of season 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, you're way behind.
And it was so bad. I was
that was the worst
not
episode.
Watching it. Not watching it. I was done.
You should have come back after that. It took a little while to get going again, but once it got going, it's pretty good.
Yeah. But anyway. When stuff like that, I quit. Yeah. I'm just done. So it's hard, I love fantasy books, but it's just there's so much bad fantasy that it's so hard for me to. I have some people I trust, and like they tell me what's good. They've read a lot of stuff. They tell me what's good, and I'll read that stuff.
You should just get one book and see if you like it.
Yeah, and I've done that a few things. My pile of one books have grown pretty big. But
all right, let's shift gears briefly.
Yeah, sure.
Pokemon Go.
Gotta
talk about Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
So
how fast did that Pokemon go?
There was a new update this week. Did we talk about it last week? Was this out before? No, this came out this week, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't know what update you're talking about.
Pokemon.
I know, but which my mind's full of space, Dudley.
What?
My mind's full of the No Man's and the skies.
Okay, Pokemon Go.
Okay, yeah, update.
Had an update recently.
Okay.
I can't remember if we talked about it last week.
You know I don't have that good of a concept of time.
I would pull it up on the internet, but my computer's running really slow, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
But anyway, new features.
We've talked about updates like every week.
Yes, I know.
So they've been updating pretty regularly.
We're still playing it. So we both went out because we went to Gary's.
Yeah.
And you watched them
I watched
play,
them play. I watched them play. Gary and John
Warmachine?
do battle. Yeah. It was really fun to watch.
I enjoyed part of it. A little bit I watched.
Yeah. I got amped up. I'm so amped up on Warmachine right now.
Yeah.
I made like a dozen lists on my phone. I keep coming up, reading through all the cards and seeing something else. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build a list around that. And I'm gonna build a list around this. And so I'm like a dozen different lists, and I don't know when I'm ever gonna try them all because I only get maybe one game a week, or if not every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And so we're talking about actually playing board games the next time we go over there, if y'all don't change your mind.
And I tell Gary we must do battle.
So maybe I'll play a game with everyone.
Just watching them play, I was just like eating it up. I was enjoying
it. I was enjoying it a little bit just because I was watching Gary, and Gary
had
was
some tricks
making
up his sleeve.
Well, not that. It was there was a couple of moments where Gary was just like looking at the table, and John was in the middle of his move. He was doing stuff over there, and Gary's just sitting there wide-eyed, looking around like. I know what he's thinking. Yeah. He's waiting for John to do something. Yeah. He's hoping John doesn't do something. Well, I have no idea what it is.
There came a point where John was trying to decide between two sources of action. And both of them were pretty good ideas, and they could have gone either way. But one was going to give Gary a big opportunity. Yeah. To basically use an ability that he mentioned at the beginning of the game. Yes. He said, these guys have this. And then in fact, I heard him. I said, what does that mean? And he explained how it worked. So everyone around knew about it. And then John walked into it, basically. He forgot about it, and he walked into it, and basically caused him to basically Gary to get enough of a footing to win that.
Yeah, Gary won. It was which I was pretty, because apparently John is very difficult.
John always wins. I beat John once, I think, out of all the games I played with him. I think more than anyone else, and I beat him maybe once. And maybe twice. I don't know. It's hard. I enjoy every game, even the ones I lose. I still enjoy it immensely.
But anyway, he had this expression on his face, and I know that expression. He's waiting to see what John does, and I was just cracking up because I wanted to ask him, what are you hoping he doesn't do? But I didn't want to say it because I was afraid John would notice, because he was making all these faces, and John was in his own world, not even paying any attention to him. And I was just like, what is he thinking? And I'm pretty sure it was after that moment. It was a later thing, and he was just he was looking at something, and he was just waiting, and I was just cracking up just from that alone. But it was kind of
you were in on the secret. You didn't quite know what it was, but you knew something was going on.
No idea what it was, but knew something was happening. And I was and Gary didn't want certain things to happen, and I think it went well for him because he didn't get frustrated or anything.
No. Of course, Gary. We don't really. And none of us really do. The most I've gotten frustrated was a couple of games ago when I talked about it on here where John just wiped me. Yeah. And I was just I was a little frustrated then. Yeah. But it was off the new rule set, and we were still I was coming to grips with how things had changed for my army. Yeah. And so I got past it. But that's the only time I've lost a lot of games, and I still love it. Yeah. And I've been thinking about it all week, or for a long time. I've been trying to convince you to buy into it. I know you don't got the money.
I don't have the money to do it,
but I want you to because you would love it so much. Yeah. Look at me, Dudley. See how I'm boiling over with enthusiasm and excitement.
I sat here many weeks on the show and listened to you talk about it. And I don't want to talk about it anymore.
But Dudley, we could both be talking
about it.
And I
regret bringing it up just now because we burned so much time, and I started out talking about Pokemon.
But Dudley, we could play together.
I know.
You and
we don't have anywhere to play.
We'll make a place. The world can be our oyster, Dudley, and it will be. I want because you're just as much of a fan of strategy games as I am. Tactical games.
I like strategy,
and you would just love it. And we could play all the time, Dudley.
Yes,
if you get an army, we can fight all the time.
It's expensive.
It is, but it's not that bad. Not that bad.
I'll just pick an army and make cardboard cutouts and with little bases.
Well, I technically own 2 armies,
and just I have enough, and just be like, oh, this is this.
I have enough models.
I'm never gonna play tournaments. I don't care.
We should. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, what we may do I may put two small point lists together. I have enough to run. I can probably run 2 50-point lists, scraping by, and proxying a few things. But I may just make I can easily make 2 25-point lists, and we can just fight.
Okay.
And then me and you can sit down. I'll let you run my Menoth because they're a little easier to wrap their head around, and then I'll run my Cephalix, and we'll do a 25-point just skirmish, and just to give you a taste.
I've looked at them.
Give you a taste.
I've looked at them. The conversions
first one's
looks
free.
Pretty cool. I like the aesthetic of the conversions. I like that.
Gary's looking to sell his.
And Gary, I can't say it. And it would be good to get it from Gary because his are all painted, aren't they?
Yeah, and he's working on painting, adding to them. Now he's resolved himself to stick with conversions because he can't really afford to switch over to a new army. But
that's the thing with the game. You can just use one set and play any army.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
It's better. It's aesthetically, you want to have the army on the table.
It's so much better to see what you're fighting against.
But Gary does it all the time.
But he played with Convergence last week with the actual models, and it was so great to see him running what he was playing.
And he didn't really have all of them. He had a big old one that didn't have the model on it.
He was running a battle engine, and he didn't own the battle. He had a huge base for it, but he doesn't own the battle.
But anyway, back to what I was originally talking about. Mm-hmm. While they were doing that, I left. And I did some Pokemon Go hunting.
You get some
Pokewalking, and I got to try out the new sighting.
You and I walked.
Me and you walked around.
We got a Kabuto.
We got a Kabuto.
Kabatu?
Not a Kabuto. That's a tractor.
Kabatu?
I
don't know how it's pronounced.
The fossil.
Yeah, the fossil one.
Fossil mon.
Or one of the two fossil ones.
Yeah, one from the original.
What's the name of it?
It's the little shell-looking thing.
Yeah,
it starts with a K. I don't know how to say it, but you look it up. We walked around, tried out the new sighting thing. Not as accurate, not as easy as the old tracking. But we walked for 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah. We walked around the apartment complex.
Yeah, we walked around the parking lot
and
finally found it. So it is possible to find things. You don't have a good sense of what direction to go. Mm-hmm. You kind of just wander aimlessly.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking of it like triangulation.
Yeah.
Where you get 1 point, and then you go, walk until it disappears from your list, and then you go another direction until it disappears, and then you go a third direction, and then so you have 3 points, and you go, okay, somewhere within these 3 points, and then you kind of walk in, and we were kind of going to our third point when we found it.
Kabuto? It's Kabuto. I don't know how it's
anyone who's a Pokemon fan
knows what it is.
Knows what it is.
We caught one of those.
But we caught one of those, so that was pretty cool. And then I went downtown while you were watching the game, and I just went to the spot that I've been going to over there, and there were 3 Pokestops, and there were like a dozen people just hanging out. Playing. I sat in the car and
it was hot outside too.
It was hot. I was sweating my ass off, and it was hot. It was almost. It was 100 degrees. Yeah. We're in Texas. It is hot right now.
It's been pushing. Most afternoons it's been 100 and something.
Yeah,
I think it was like 110
this was in the evening,
one day.
It was getting a little cooler, so it was probably 90 something degrees. But
last week I think we had one round 2 or 3. It was like 100, pushing 110.
Yeah,
it
got pretty hot. But I was sitting out there, and there was other people sitting out there, all kinds of people. Young people, older people. It was pretty cool. And I didn't talk to them. Yeah. I was just like, whatever. I said,
look at all these people sharing an experience, and I'm not going to interact with them.
I thought of, if they came up and talked to me, I'd talk to them.
Yeah.
But I didn't push it. I'm not that kind of social.
You're not
person.
That outgoing.
If a person comes up to me and talks to me, I will gladly talk to someone. But I'm not the kind of person who approaches people. But
usually my experience when I approach something, it's super awkward, and I completely
that's why I don't do it,
or I mumble, or I do something and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. So I saw, there was a lot of people, and they were all there just kind of hanging out, and it was kind of cool.
It was hot, though.
It was hot.
It wasn't cool.
It wasn't. Hopefully, we're getting some rain, so maybe it'll cool off this week. But
maybe.
Anyway,
is that what we're doing now? We're talking about weather.
Yes. When it's hot. It's going to be a hot one this summer. It is a hot one this summer. But anyway, Pokemon Go update. I can't remember if we covered a lot of stuff, but there's they have a new testing.
Aren't you supposed to keep up with this stuff, Dudley?
I don't remember what we did last week.
I don't know. I can't keep up with days, so I don't know when stuff happened.
But anyway, let me get through this.
Okay.
And then we can talk about whatever.
Okay, fine. Go through it.
So they have a new tracking system they're trying, which I saw a little video, or a GIF of it, what it looks like. It's like a. Don't sit so far from your mic.
I'm not. I'm engaged.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Okay.
Anyway, so the new tracking thing is like Pokemon. And this is not available to everyone.
It's
only
like
some
Pokecompass, right?
Yeah. Well, no. That's what we would like.
Oh.
But that's what's a thing that someone suggested.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I got
this is a thing where it shows you Pokemon that are near Pokestops.
Okay.
So you'll have like 6 Pokestops that are nearby.
Okay.
And a picture of the stop, and then the Pokemon next to it.
So you got to go to that stop and hang out there.
You actually, if you click on it, it actually pulls up on the map and shows you where it is.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes back to where you are.
Okay.
So you're like, oh, it's over there.
That way.
You go over to that stop, and somewhere near that is, I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I wonder what the range out from that is.
I don't know. In the deal, it was a good distance. They weren't like close by.
Yeah.
I thought I read that it was the only people who had it were like in San Francisco, but I couldn't find that later. I couldn't find where I read that.
I heard the same thing, but it may have been from you. So.
Probably from me. But so they are trying new stuff, and that's kind of interesting.
Some areas are getting to try it out.
So it's a limited area right now. They're testing it out, and then I guess we'll see how well it goes. I haven't heard anything good or bad about it yet.
Yeah.
But the sighting thing kind of works.
Yeah.
It refreshes more often, which is nice. But I did read about a new glitch.
Okay.
A new glitch in the game.
A new one.
So gyms. People put Pokemons on gyms to hold them.
Damn it, Jim.
They apparently you can put eggs on the gym.
What?
You can put eggs at the gyms.
You mean the execute?
No. The eggs. The unhatched Pokemon can apparently be put at the gym. And because those unhatched Pokemon neither have a defense or a natural attack, it is impossible to defeat them and dethrone them from the gym.
Huh. They are invincible?
Yes, they are invincible. So people are using this glitch to hold gyms, and no one can do anything about it.
That's annoying.
That's kind of breaking the game.
Yeah, that could be a problem. I'm sure they'll fix that very quickly.
Please don't do that.
I saw some impressive gyms today.
Oh, yeah, when we were at Lufkin, I saw some.
Yeah, we were driving over to the next town over, and I saw this gym. It had like a dozen Pokemon on it. I don't know if it was quite a dozen. It might have been
6.
at least like 10. It was a bunch.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I'd never seen that many. And then it had a Charizard, a Venusaur, and a Blastoise on it. And seeing a Blastoise just made me like so excited, because that's like my favorite Pokemon. All I want is to find some damn Squirtles so I can evolve mine to it, and I haven't found one yet.
This week.
I caught a glimpse of one.
I went to the not the gym, to the Pokestop when I was downtown there. That was the first thing I found, and I came back and showed it to you. You were not happy.
It was I was overjoyed to see one.
Yeah.
And then but they were super high level.
Really high level.
I saw there was one that the top was like 2100 or 2200. The other one I saw had like 28, pushing 3,000.
Yeah.
Like over 3,000.
Yeah. Are you doing
it's over 9,000. The Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that's a weird reference.
I'm not proud of it.
No, you shouldn't be. That's an old reference.
People still do Dragon Ball references.
Yeah. You keep telling yourself that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw at a hospital gym, there was a Gyarados.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because there's only 2 ways to get a Gyarados. One is to catch one in the wild, and I don't think that's very common.
No.
Or 2, get 400 candy, Magikarp candy, to evolve a Magikarp to a Gyarados.
Magikarp.
4 Magikarp.
There's no N.
Okay. Magikarp.
I know, I've shaken your whole world.
400.
So yeah, that's 100. That means you have to catch 100 Magikarps.
No more than that.
100. You get 4 for each
you get
one.
the 100. Yeah, that's right. If you get rid of them,
you get 3, and then you keep. Well, so you 101. You need to capture 101 to have one left over to evolve.
Yes, that's a lot.
That's a lot of Magikarp. Somebody's been camping out a Magikarp.
No kidding, and I don't know if they just got lucky and caught one in the wild or what, but
either way,
Lord, they spent a lot of time on it. And he wasn't a weak one either. He was pretty powerful.
Yeah. He wasn't no weak Gyarados.
He was no weak Gyarados.
You know what I want them to add?
What?
And I'm kind of getting sick of talking about Pokemon Go.
I know.
I still play it. I still like it.
But they keep coming out with new stuff.
They keep coming
so we gotta talk about it.
So we got to talk about it. But
it's a show.
I guess we don't have to. I mean, it is our show. We can choose what we cover.
But we play it. So
that's true. We are playing it.
Our setup.
And anyway, I want shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
I really want shiny Pokemon.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, in the original Pokemon, there were special an alternate skin, basically an alternate color.
Yes.
The version of Pokemon is super rare, and basically it's just like you'll see a red Gyarados or something like that, and instead of the normal blue. And I want that in Pokemon Go. That would be really cool.
I should see that
just add another rarity.
Yeah,
to it.
That would be cool. That would be interesting.
Just so because right now it's hard to feel like your Pokemon are special when you're catching so many of them to evolve. Yeah. You just don't care about them. It's just you keep which everyone has the highest number and you get rid of the rest.
I don't even have my starter anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I got rid of mine, and so it would be nice to have to catch that one that's even if whether it's a high level or not. It's special, and you're not gonna. The chance of you seeing another one is
you could make
rare,
it special by giving him a special name.
No, and so if I were to find for example a red Gyarados, I'm not going to. But if I were to find a red one or an all color like a dark yellow Pikachu or something like that, I would. Then I would I'm keeping this one. I'm gonna start spending candies to actually power it up rather than just evolving the stronger one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. I don't know if it'll happen, but that would be cool.
I'm pulling it up real quick to get this right. Okay, so last thing I have on Pokemon Go, and then we'll drop it.
Last thing on the Pokemon Go.
So in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. That's where Dallas is.
Mm-hmm, Dallas of the Texas. Mm-hmm. There's an artist hiding tiny Pokemon at Pokestops. They're knitted.
Oh, little
knitted...
crochet.
Yeah, crochet, knitted, different Pokemon.
Little stuffed Pokemon.
Yeah, they made a little Pokeball.
Uh-huh.
There was a...
I didn't know it was in Dallas.
It was in Dallas.
I saw a thing about it, but I didn't know it was in Dallas.
It's in Dallas. Let's see, Nicole? She got a Facebook page called Nicole's Nerdy Knots. But anyway, she went to a local park that had 3 or 4 Pokestops,
and then hid them around.
Hid a little Oddish, a Poliwag, and a Pokeball, and a Magikarp.
Yeah,
and she
Magikarp.
Magikarp. Anyway, so those are all hidden there, and so for players to find.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. They look pretty good.
They look pretty good. I saw a picture. I didn't know it was in Dallas.
It was in Dallas.
That's very cool.
The two of them, the Magikarp and the Poliwag, apparently were gone really quick. Yeah. By the time she circled back around to them, they were gone.
Yeah.
The Pokeball lasted a little longer. The Magikarp didn't get found for 2 hours.
Wow.
But someone did say finally found it. And I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And I think that'd be pretty fun. Kind of have a, almost like geocaching where you put stuff.
Geocaching.
At
where
the Pokestops, for people to pick up or grab. I think that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Okay, that's all I got on Pokemon.
Well, we filled up a show.
Yeah, well, there's one other little news. It's minor. I guess it's minor. Sony...
It's underage?
No, it's not underage.
Oh.
It's Sony. Sony will be revealing their new supposedly going to be revealing a new version of PS4 next month.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because they didn't do it at E3.
Everyone thought they would do it at E3, like Xbox did. Xbox had the Xbox One S.
Yeah.
But they're going to be revealing theirs next month, September 7th. They're having some kind of event. So the word is that's when they're going to reveal their PS4.5, as it's dubbed. So that's kind of interesting.
I probably won't be getting it.
I won't be getting it. I already have a PS4.
Yeah, I don't, but I play PC.
Yeah, and I do that too.
Yeah. And
okay, that's
I
all
don't want to spend the money on it.
All right, we spent enough time on this show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to play Warmachine, Dudley.
Yeah,
got to get you in.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get you in. I'm going to reel you in, and you're going to be addicted.
Yeah,
the first one's free, Dudley. First one's free.
I'm not bad.
As always, please subscribe to us on iTunes. And you can find on our website at deafandumb.com, deafndumb.com. And you can find all the episodes there. You can find links to our Facebook page, Twitter, and you can subscribe to us there. Anything you want to call, send us an email. Not call us. You can't call us.
You can't call us.
No, don't call us.
You don't know us that well.
You don't know us that well. We're not giving you our numbers, not our digits.
Some of the people listening probably have our number.
Yeah, some of the people we know listening probably have our digits. Please don't give it out. But we have an email address. You can go there and email us.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I think it's deafandumb@gmail.com.
Yeah, Deaf and Dumb Podcast at gmail.
No, we have two different ones.
Well, there's the one... Oh, yeah, you're right.
Ask Deaf and Dumb.
Never mind, ignore me. Ask Deaf and Dumb is the one you should email.
Yeah, ask Deaf and Dumb at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask us a question or tell us we suck.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Review us on iTunes.
Yes.
And that's about it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Please
like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
And thank you. Oh, wait, and of course, as you already know, we always put new episodes out on Monday.
Yes.
We just butchered this whole ending.
Yes, we did. It's okay. All the information's there.
All the information there, and
you just gotta find it.
New episodes every Monday, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
I'm Dan May.
I'm Dudley May, and this has been Deaf and Dumb.